the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Kalimera Shas. Good morning. I think George is going to give the sermon today. It's okay. It's a blessing for us to be together, and it's good to see all of you this morning. You know, one thing that we might struggle with in life is getting honest and objective feedback, really reflecting on the matters of life. It could be in the case of stepping on the scale at home. Sometimes we're hesitant to get that honest feedback. It could be maybe looking in the mirror. Maybe we don't want that honest feedback. Sometimes we hesitate to get honest and objective feedback from our peers. You know, those people in your life who you know will be honest with you and won't just tell you what you want to hear. And sometimes we hesitate to get that honest and objective feedback because it might be scary. It might be humbling. Or maybe we just aren't ready to hear those words or to see that image or to see that number on the scale, especially after the holiday season, am I right? You know, it's true though, and we all know deep down in our hearts that authentic, objective, and honest feedback is really important in life. It's important in life for many reasons, but if we were to boil those reasons down, it's ultimately important because honest and objective feedback, true feedback, is the exact space in which we grow, where we change for the better, where we become a better version of ourselves. And this concept of true reflection and of honest, objective feedback is an important lesson that is taught in this morning's gospel lesson of the publican and the Pharisee. We know when we start hearing those memorable parables of Christ, in today's case, the publican and the Pharisee, that Lent is coming. And Lent sure is coming rather quickly this year. And Lent maybe opens the door for us to consider a little bit of honest, objective, and true feedback for ourselves. And there's a lesson brought up today in the gospel lesson in this area of honest feedback, honest reflection. In the case of the publican and the Pharisee, you all know well this parable. The publican, who is considered the righteous, faithful, moral person, and the publican, who's considered the evil, unhealthy person, the tax collector who steals from those he taxes, are both in the temple together. And the Pharisee, when he prays, says something very profound, and it's very clear, especially in the original text. In this morning's gospel lesson, the Pharisee stands up in the temple and says, in the text, unto himself, prostone aftontu. The Pharisee says unto himself all of the good things that he does in his life. He fasts, he tithes, he does good. And the Pharisee even goes so far as to say, I am not like that publican over there who steals and cheats. But the publican has a very clear and different prayer in the temple in this morning's parable. He simply says, God, have mercy on me, the sinner. The prayer of the Pharisee unto himself in his own little silo chamber focuses only on the good things he's doing in life and all the ways that he is a righteous person. But the prayer of the publican is a prayer outward toward Christ, asking for mercy, offering up a real moment of reflection as to his own sinfulness. A prayer unto oneself in a silo chamber, and a prayer unto Christ with an open heart and ears looking for honest feedback. My brothers and sisters, it's time for us, as Lent comes quickly, to consider what space is our heart in right now. When it comes to our spiritual life, when it comes to the way we are as parents, as family members, as siblings, as children, as grandchildren, as aunts, uncles, in our family lives, when it comes to the way we behave at work or at school, when it comes to really every single facet of our life, is our heart in the echo chamber of the Pharisee? Or is our heart in the mode of the publican? In other words, do we make ourselves feel good, stay in an echo chamber, knowing only the things that we're doing righteous in this life? Or is our heart in the mode of stepping on the scale, looking for clear and healthy feedback from the people we trust in our life, and seeking out a heart that is open to the growth that comes with a humble heart that's focused on reflection and honest, objective feedback in our life? That's the question we're faced with this morning in this parable of the publican and the Pharisee. My brothers and sisters, just a few short weeks from now, we will go on a journey together. We will step into the great journey toward Pascha, April 12th this year. It's nice to have an early Pascha, isn't it? I kind of like it. It gives you a little time before summer, you know. It's a little closer to those holiday pounds, right? That's why we fast, isn't it? To lose those holiday pounds, right? I'm just kidding. Everyone's uncomfortably giggling like, I don't know if Father's serious or not right now. But in all seriousness, this moment is super important for us as to how we want to reflect. When it comes to our spiritual life and our sinfulness, do we stay in the echo chamber and think about the other people who we think are more sinful than us, and therefore avoid going to confession, avoid praying for our own sins, avoid seeking out the ways that we can pursue a more righteous life? Or do we open our heart to that sacrament? When it comes to the way that we're charitable, do we compare ourselves to the other donors at church or in other charitable areas? Or do we take an honest look at our own expenditures and see if we're willing to share more with those in need than how much money we spend maybe at Starbucks in a month? An honest reflection. When it comes to the way that we serve those around us, do we simply go to the local soup kitchen that one time a month or a quarter so that we can drive home feeling good about ourselves? Or do we actually seek out those in need in our neighborhood, in our community, in our family, and serve them with an open heart? These are the types of questions that we can choose to ask ourselves these next several weeks leading up to Great Lent and, of course, to Pascha. There's so many ways that we might be tempted to make ourselves feel good about ourselves, to behave as the Pharisee, and to boast unto ourselves as to the ways that we are righteous and better than that sinner next to us in the pew, or next to us at work, or next to us where we live. Or we can take up the heart of the publican, an open heart, a heart ready to reflect, a heart ready to take feedback that is true and objective, and a heart that is ready in that space to grow. these next several weeks have such a big potential for each and every one of our hearts, for our spiritual life. It has such a big potential for where we can get to in our own lives spiritually, in our charitable life, and in our world that we live in, our families, our work, etc. And the question is not whether we can grow. The question is rather, will we choose to grow? So this great and holy Lent and these weeks leading up to it, I want to encourage all of us, myself included, to take up the heart of the publican, to have a heart open for objective, honest reflection, and to take that feedback that we get through the sacraments of the church, through those trusted loved ones that Christ has placed in our life, and even within our own family, to reach that day of April 12th, Holy Pascha, celebrating the resurrection of Christ, but knowing even better, maybe, that our heart truly has opened up to the spiritual growth that is possible this great and holy Lent. May we have the heart of the publican. May we choose to grow this great and holy Lent. In doing so, we will follow the example that he gives us today. A heart that is open, a heart that is willing to take true feedback, and a heart that is ready to reflect. And we reflect in that way together.